Yankees are feeling good. Now, let's go to Aaron Boone, Bubbles, Buffoon, Baboon. I gotta maybe stop using that because Aaron Boone, like Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption, crawled through 3 football fields of shit, came clean out the other side with 90 wins and a first-place New York Yankee team. Let's go to Bubbles. Who would you think would win in a hypothetical cage match at a Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, all the steroid-era guys? 15 guys enter, 1 man gets into the Hall of Fame. Who is it? Let's go. Toronto Blue Jays fans, let me know, are you feeling nervous yet? Are you going to make that little pack of Toronto Blue Jays fans in the comments section where you guys sniff your own farts? Like you just pulled your car into the driveway, left the car running, and closed the garage door? Because that's what's happening to your baseball team right now. You guys are on life support, and it's not going to get any better. And Boston's going for the sweep. Toronto Blue Jays fans, how will you feel if the Yankees win tomorrow and the Toronto Blue Jays get swept by the Red Sox and you got to stare at this face at 11:40 tomorrow night saying, hey, Blue Jays, how's second place?
Going back Taylor, track, wall, see ya. Flight 50 is landed. 50 home runs or more for the 4th season of his career. Aaron Judge with a 3-run home run. The Yankees lead. That ball is gone. Number 51 for Judge. An amazing season continues for the Yankee captain. 8-1.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees bomb out in the Bronx and Mad Max deals. The Yankees have 90 wins and they're in first place. We've got highlights. We've got Aaron Boone's post-game press conference. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk with sports nuts. Don't forget.
Well, there you have it, folks, and I am a happy man. I don't know about you guys. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. And the Yankees take care of business against the Chicago White Sox in the Bronx tonight in usual 2025 Yankee fashion. They bash their way out of the Bronx, and the big man tonight hitting number 50. And then I guess he got a little bored in the 8th inning because he hit 51. Seems like Aaron Judge, every time he walks onto the diamond in the regular season, he's either breaking history or tying a Yankee great, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Aaron Judge has 4, count them, 4 50 home run seasons. He tied Babe Ruth tonight with 4 50 home run seasons, and Aaron Judge is writing his own history books on the New York Yankees. He also tied Ted Williams with 34 intentional walks to tie the American League record. This guy is having a monumental, quote, check that, historic season. And that's why, unequivocally, Aaron Judge is the MVP of the American League. It's not even close. I don't want to hear that Big Dumper's a catcher. I don't want to hear that he has more home runs. There was a guy named Brady Anderson that played for the Orioles one time and won the MVP because the league had MVP fatigue. And I think that's exactly what's happening to our captain. Our man of the night, Aaron Judge. People are getting fatigue, and y'all must have forgot like Roy Jones Jr. because Aaron Judge is putting the league on notice with his 2 home run performance tonight, and that's exactly what the New York Yankees are going to need from their captain if they want to win anything as far as the Yankees and the postseason is concerned this year. I keep thinking back to the Wayback Machine for you young guys, 2009, the last time the New York Yankees won a World Series. And do you remember, there was a guy on our team, they called him the Lightning Rod. His name was Alex Rodriguez. He won MVPs. He would mash home runs, but he wasn't clutch. He couldn't hit in the big spot. Then that all changed in 2009 against the Minnesota Twins, and Alex Rodriguez balled out and got the monkey off of his back. And that's what Aaron Judge needs to do this year, and I think he's trending in the right direction. Aaron Judge has always done really well in the beginning of the season and kind of tampered out by the end of the season, whether he was chasing the American League home run record or whatever he was doing, he would peter out. Now, since he had that injury, that 10-game break, now you can see his arm coming back with throws to home tonight. He's starting to get a little relish on that hot dog, and he's starting to get healthy in the box. And that's exactly what the New York Yankees are going to need from their captain, and there it goes. And he even gets bloop singles. He even hits it into the Bermuda Triangle. And even when he's going well, it seems like he can do nothing but get hits. Now, this New York Yankees team is drawing serious parallels to the 2009 New York Yankees. They have a lefty ace. They have flamethrowers in their starting rotation. They have a rock-solid bullpen. And they have 7 20 home run guys. The last time the Yankees did that, it was in 2009. And if you see the way that the postseason is going nowadays, the home run ball is king in the postseason. I just hope that the Yankees don't come flat out in the first round and the Yankees are sleepwalking, because guess what? If they get the home run ball, the Yankees are looking good. If they don't, they tend to struggle. But guess what? I'm going to keep it on the positive, because this team now has a full bench. I was talking about this with a friend on the phone today about if the Yankees are better than last year. It's not even close. They have a bench. They don't have Verdugo playing left. They don't have Anthony Rizzo concussed playing first base. They have options to go to. They have a solid bullpen. And now they have options in the starting rotation. And all you need is 3 starters in playoff time. And the New York Yankees are gearing up for October, and they are peaking at the right time. You might look bad in June, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, especially in that marathon that they call a baseball season. Now, the New York Yankees, for my Blue Jays fans, are in first place. How you doing, guys? Are you feeling the pressure yet? The Boston Red Sox are playing you, and you're making them look like the Harlem Globetrotters, okay? The Boston Red Sox aren't that good, Toronto. What happened to Max Scherzer? What happened to those pesky at-bats, Toronto Blue Jays fans? What happened to all that shit talk in the comments section that I was hearing since June while you guys were sitting here like rage watching me eat my hat and eat crow every night, losing to the Toronto Blue Jays and the Yankees falling all the way to third place? You guys were laughing. You guys were having a good old time at Uncle Eric's expense right here on New York Minute. But guess what? That's all been erased. Take that dry erase board. Take that nice dry erase board out, Toronto Blue Jays fans, and just wipe it clean, because it doesn't matter anymore. We're both in first, and you guys look like you're trending in the wrong direction. Could the Boston Red Sox maybe even surpass the Toronto Blue Jays? And could the Toronto Blue Jays theoretically finish in third place this year? Toronto Blue Jays fans, you know what you have to remember about the New York Yankees? They've had 34 winning seasons, okay? They just did a rebuild on the fly. I like to say they just rebuilt a car while it was traveling 75 miles an hour down the highway. And since you're from Toronto, let's say 120 kilometers down the highway, trying to reassemble a car. And that's exactly what they did. You know what? The Toronto Blue Jays, you know, for all that's worth, you got the championship in 1993 with the walk-off home run. It was a great moment. One of my earliest moments in baseball. And then after that, you have a bat flip, okay? You have an obnoxious bat flip is your claim to fame. So let me just tell you something, Toronto Blue Jays fans. You got to act like you've been here before, okay? There's an old saying, when you score a touchdown in football, act like you've done it before. That's why LaDainian Tomlinson just used to hand the ball off and just go business as usual. I understand you guys are Canadian. A lot of syrup going on, a lot of poutine, a lot of all that stuff, a lot of sugar content. So you're a little worked up and you're a little rambunctious. I get it, guys. You're excitable, but you need to act like you've been here before. I know that you guys, all you do is try to overpay free agents and try to get them to, like, convert all their dollars into loons, but nobody wants to do that. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. should have had a bandana on his face when he robbed your franchise for $500 million. And I think Anthony Volpe or Austin Wells might have as many home runs as him. Gotta go check. I don't know. So that's my little message to the Toronto Blue Jays fans. Let me know, are you feeling nervous yet? Are you going to make that little pack of Toronto Blue Jays fans in the comments section where you guys sniff your own farts? Like you just pulled your car into the driveway, left the car running, and closed the garage door? Because that's what's happening to your baseball team right now. You guys are on life support, and it's not going to get any better. And Boston's going for the sweep. Toronto Blue Jays fans, how will you feel if the Yankees win tomorrow and the Toronto Blue Jays get swept by the Red Sox and you got to stare at this face at 11:40 tomorrow night saying, "Hey, Blue Jays, how's second place?" And the other story of the night is none other than Mad Max Fried, the stopper, our lefty ace of this year, and where would the Yankees be without him? And tonight, he went 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 unearned run, and 7 strikeouts. The crazy part about Max Fried is that he had absolutely nothing for the first 3 innings. He had no control on his fastball. He had no control over his breaking ball. He had nothing. But this is the greatness of Max Fried, that he's a gamer, he's a bulldog, and he's a tough guy on the bump. And what he did was he gave the Yankees length. This is what Max Fried can do. He has enough stuff where if he doesn't have the control he needs, he can still get you 7 innings in a Major League Baseball day and age where nobody goes 7 innings. And that's what Max Fried brings you every night. I am excited to see him in high leverage situations because he did not come up in the Yankees farm system, as I like to joke about, but I'm really not joking about it because the New York Yankees are gearing up for October, and we need to remind ourselves, Devin Williams came in tonight. Do not fool yourself. Anthony Volpe, do not fool yourself. Do not be tricked. I don't want to. This is against the White Sox, and I hate people when they bring that card out. Yeah, the Yankees beat the White Sox. But tonight, okay, I don't want to see good performances against the White Sox when it comes to Williams and Volpe. Volpe should be off the bench, and Williams should be in the 6th inning with a 2-run lead in October. I don't want to see him anywhere close to that. It's Cruz, Dreamweaver, and Bednar as 7, 8, 9, and throw a Duval and a little Tim Hill from AutoZone in there. Sprinkle them in. You do not need Devin Williams. Do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. Now, speaking of not being fooled, don't be fooled by the cold performances of the Yankees like Bellinger, Big G, Trent Grisham, Judge until tonight, because these guys are coming alive. Remember what I said. Baseball is a game of peaks and valleys. Yankees are feeling good. Now, let's go to Aaron Boone, Bubbles, Buffoon, Baboon. I gotta maybe stop using that because Aaron Boone, like Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption, crawled through 3 football fields of shit, came clean out the other side with 90 wins and a first-place New York Yankee team. Let's go to Bubbles.
50 and 51 for Aaron Judge. Just what could it mean to have him locked in at the most important time of the year?
Yeah, it'd be huge. I feel like really the last couple of weeks he's really started to swing the bat really well again, and having
I was getting the White Sox broadcast tonight, and they had mentioned the other guys other than Babe Ruth who have done it, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned right now, I never like to jump to conclusions. Aaron Judge is doing it all natural. Babe Ruth, unless he was doing like pharmaceutical, you know what, in the 1920s, hanging out in speakeasies, that was the only performance enhancer that he was going to get his hands on. The only performance enhancer Babe Ruth had was women and hot dogs, okay? And I know that sounds a little ditty nowadays, but it was really cool back then. Trust me. So they were mentioning Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, yeah, but those guys didn't do it natural. And don't get me wrong, I'm a steroid era guy. I say let all the juice heads in 1 year. Let Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, get them pointing that finger at people. Get them all up at Cooperstown, right? Put them in a WWE cage match. TKO can sponsor it. You got Hunter Helmsley in the middle of the ring saying, "Are you ready?" And you let them wrestle until one is incapacitated and only one gets into the Hall of Fame. Who would you think would win in a hypothetical cage match at a Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, all the steroid era guys? 15 guys enter. One man gets into the Hall of Fame. Who is it? Let's go.
Just really good at bats night in and night out, at bat after at bat. Obviously gets pitched to so carefully. So big tone setter for us tonight, a big 3-run homer to, after we fell behind there and then took it from there. But another great evening for the captain.
A week ago, you guys were 5 games behind the Blue Jays in the standings. You went 6-1 since. You've tied them now with their loss to Boston. Just how do you wrap your head around how quickly things have changed here in the division picture?
Yeah.
You know what? 5 games back. I remember looking at the ESPN probability to win the division was down to like 4% for the New York Yankees. Even the Cleveland Indians, what they're doing, 1%. They had a chance about a week and a half ago. Baseball is unbelievable. I still can't figure it out after watching it for 35 years. You know what? It's like games seem meaningless in August, and then it comes down to one game at the end of the year at 162. It comes down to 4 games at the end of the year. It comes down to 3 games against the Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jay fans, and they are cracking under the pressure. Where is the $500 million man? Where is all that pesky hitting?
I mean, it's been a crazy, all across Major League Baseball, right? It's been a crazy 10 days, 2 weeks.
And that's why I started the game a little bit late tonight. I was finishing the Pittsburgh Pirates Cincinnati Reds game because the Mets are still in free fall. They lost again tonight to the Chicago Cubs. And you know what, man? With the acquisition of Juan Soto, with the payroll of $300 million plus, with all the hype around Citi Field, with Uncle Stevie Cohen calling all the fans out to the stadium this year, calling them out saying you got to support your home club, and then the actual team on the diamond is lifeless, spineless, and doesn't show up and completely collapses. This is worse than the Willie Randolph collapses, the 2 years in a row. This is one of the worst collapses in New York sports. In fact, this rivals the Brooklyn Nets collapse. That's pretty bad.
And, to throw 19 wins out there, that's pretty impressive. An ERA under 3, I think most innings he's ever thrown. He was a horse. He was a horse for us, an ace. And, now looking forward to giving the ball in October.
I'll say it once, I'll say it a million times. The biggest thing about Max Fried was his lack of durability. That's what everybody said about this guy. Max Fried sought the Yankees out. In a time and age where the Yankees have to also, like the Toronto Blue Jays, overpay for players, and players do hold the Yankees ransom and jack up the price against us, and also think about how many free agent pitching acquisitions that we have brought into this organization that have completely flopped. Carl Pavano, the list goes on and on. And like I said earlier, he is one blister away from winning the Cy Young this year.
Andy, did you ever wonder during his little dip if he was running out of gas for the year, or did you see something that told you no, he could tweak something and this will be all right?
Yeah, I didn't think it was a fatigue issue. I mean, there's always starts where
Actually, Bubbles said the other day, I didn't know what that was. And I was like, why do you not know what that was? I was clamoring on this broadcast after they started to rear their head out of the swoon. I was saying I thought Max Fried needed to miss a start. You could have put Cookie Carrasco in there. You could have put Yarborough in there. I wanted to get Max Fried and Carlos Rodon to miss a start so they could be rested for October, but I guess they powered through because both lefties look amazing.
Where maybe you're a little fatigued or whatever, but I never sensed it was that. I thought it was some just execution, putting himself, getting away from his entire arsenal a little bit, just, a little off. It's a tough game, even for the great ones. So, I think he's made some really good adjustments and really got back on track here this final month and a half or whatever it's been now. But what an impressive, first regular season in pinstripes for Max.
Ron.
With Aaron making the strong throw on Montgomery in the second, how much is arm strength having been?
That's what I was talking about. His throw, it seems strong. He put a little relish on that hot dog. Seems like the arm is starting to get really healthy. And thank God he didn't need some like Tanaka where he didn't get surgery and he still always had that problem. I think that's what Garrett Cole happened 2 years ago. He strained something, didn't take care of it, and then it was going to pop eventually. So, and people were talking about Tommy John with Aaron Judge because this team goes as Aaron Judge goes. This team has gotten better, okay, with succeeding when Aaron Judge doesn't. And the Yankees have a lot more tools in the toolbox this year to take on a situation if Aaron Judge does not come up big in the postseason. They got guys like Cody Bellinger. They have Trent Grishams of the world who are clutch, who can step up in a big spot. The New York Yankees did not have that last year. It did not exist. It was Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, and then that's it pretty much. And Big G having a playoffs that was out of his mind. But as far as the regular season, it was the Aaron Judge and Juan Soto show.
Aaron, I think the MVP chants for Judge usually start in April around here, but just, I know where your vote comes down on it, but just for what he does aside from the fact just on the field, it seems like everybody on the team is really looks up to him as kind of the guiding light for them and is really kind of the force in that regard too.
Yeah. He takes that role very seriously as captain. He's just so revered and, just, it leads a really strong culture in there. Those guys are tight, because it starts with him and he makes it a point to make sure everyone is heard, seen, a part of it. He takes that label, that mantle, that responsibility very seriously. And it's one of those things that helps us navigate the long, tough season, the good times and the rough times is the way he goes about it and who he is. And
well, the Yankees look like they're on their way to some good times. And I just wanted to finish by saying this. Aaron Judge is the best positional player I've ever seen in my lifetime on the New York Yankees. Yeah, he's not clutch yet, but as far as the regular season is concerned and the New York Yankees that I've seen in my lifetime, this guy is the best. You're watching history. You're watching a guy that they will talk about for 100 years from now. And my message to the young Yankee fans to close out the show is to you guys. I went through high school during the 90s dynasty, and I loved it. It is literally the best memories of my life. But the one thing as an older guy now, I wish I did was to step back and appreciate what I was watching because it doesn't last. Stars like this don't come around every day. They're like shooting stars. You can only catch them for a little bit and appreciate them while they're here because when they're gone, they will be sorely missed. And Aaron Judge is a legend for the New York Yankees and will go down this year, mark my words, we'll have the Alex Rodriguez playoffs 2009 blow-up that he deserves, and Aaron Judge will get the monkey off his back in the 2025 playoffs Mark it down right now. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.